If the win over Washington was a showcase for Nebraska football, then the Kansas State game was a showcase for the Big 12 Conference, as its two best teams took center stage under the lights at Memorial Stadium.
Here come the Huskers.
After knocking off the Huskers had vaulted into the number 3 spot in the major poll and had become the talk of college football. For K-State to be mentioned among the nation's elite, the 16th-ranked Wildcats would need to do something they hadn't done in 28 years: beat Nebraska. It didn't take long for the Big Red to send a message that the 1997 matchup would be no different than any other in the past 3 decades. On the game's first possession, the Huskers methodically marched downfield on a 10-play, all-on-the-ground drive that culminated with the game's first points.
Here is a handoff to Amon Green. Scoots for the 20, 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
After 5 minutes, NU led 7-0. While the Wildcats would answer with a score of their own, they had no response after that, as the Big Red's Blackshirts got downright defensive.
Here is a ball knocked away, intercepted. It's taken by Eric Warfield. He's to the 25, the 20. And Eric Warfield gets it down to the 16-yard line. That ball ricocheted right to him.
The Huskers continued to put points on the board. A pair of Chris Brown field goals and a Scott Frost touchdown run made it 20-6 heading into the locker room at halftime. By then, the Saturday night party was well underway at Memorial Stadium, and the Husker fans who made up the 217th consecutive home sellout were loving every minute of it.
I think the part I enjoy most about playing for Nebraska is walking out on the field with 76,000 people. I enjoy the fans the most. You know, I enjoy hearing the roar of the crowd, knowing that you're playing in front of a crowd that just love you, just because you are who you are.
The rest of the night was highlighted by a number of big plays that had the Wildcats reeling and the Big Red rocking. The star of the Huskers' second half show was Amon Green, whose 4-touchdown performance was just another night at the office.
They go to the ace offense. Here's a handoff to Amon Green, sweeping the right side, across the 45, 50. He bounces free. He's on the far sideline, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Amon Green.
Amon's 59-yard sprint was followed by a 50-yard score on a fake reverse that made it 41-6 by the time the fourth quarter rolled around. At day's end, Green had compiled 193 yards rushing on 20 carries and had reasserted himself as one of the nation's best backs.
I had a great game. I could say I was in the zone, as some people put it. Everything went right. I think my line was in the zone with me because they was on me and it was clicking. Everything we did, every play we ran, every block we made was right on me.
Meanwhile, the nation's top defender was rewriting the Husker record book. With 2 more tackles for losses, Grant Wistrom took over the top spot on the all-time NU charts, surpassing former Butkus Award winner Trev Alberts. Wistrom's record-breaking performance was part of a total team effort that limited the Wildcats' high-powered offense to just 98 yards on the ground and 260 yards total. Perhaps most impressive was the play of the young Huskers secondary, a group that included 2 sophomores, 1 senior, and true freshman Erwin Sweeney, who made his first career start.
It was very exciting for me. To come out and be able to start and just to be able to play for the Huskers, that's a real thrill. A lot of people wish and they dream to get to this spot that I'm at, so I was very proud of myself.
I think the K-State game is probably a turnaround for us. We've been getting a lot better. As long as our front four plays as well as they have been, stopping the run. And we just keep getting better and better at our coverage-wise and techniques and responsibilities. And then I think we can move up to probably in the top 10 in defense.
In all, the Blackshirts allowed just 8 completions and picked off 2 passes, the second of which delivered a fourth-quarter knockout.
Joe Walker, 45-40, 35-30, near sideline, 25, still on his feet at the 20, cuts back to the middle. He's going to go all the way. Joe Walker, 70 yards for the score.
I just kept my eyes on the quarterback and more focused on him. When the ball went up in the air, I just broke on it. And then eventually when I caught the ball, my eyes kind of got dead. So from then on, I was thinking touchdown. So I had a couple key blocks and took it in from there.
While Walker's touchdown return was impressive, he may have been overshadowed on the play by teammate Clint Finley, whose crushing block typified the night and Nebraska's dominance in a 56-26 conference opening win. By season's end, Kansas State would make its way into the top 10. By the end of the month, the Red Hot Huskers would be number 1.